My name is Ensley Myers, and I'm 29. 3 weeks ago, at my own baby shower, my mother-in-law stood in front of 50 guests, held up a white envelope like it was a trophy, and announced, "I made a list of 47 reasons my son should divorce you." My husband, Ryan, laughed out the room. I didn't, because I could tell this wasn't a joke. This was a public execution dressed up as family humor. Let me rewind to 4 weeks earlier. The night she started planning it, it was Tuesday. Around 10 p.m. I was 7 months pregnant, swollen feet on a pillow, exhausted down to my bones. Ryan was on speakerphone with his mom, Patricia. Her voice was sharp and polished, like she was giving orders in a boardroom. "I've planned everything," she said. "Caterer, decorations, guest list. Just tell Hensley not to worry about a thing." Tell, not ask. When I tried to give input, she cut me off with that sugary tone that always felt like a threat wearing perfume. "These things require experience," she said. "A mother knows best." Then she added casually, like she was mentioning the weather, "I invited a few of Ryan's old friends. Melissa, too." "You remember Melissa?" "Yes, Ryan's ex. The one Patricia still sent Christmas cards to. A week before the shower, we had dinner at Patricia's house. I wore my favorite navy maternity dress, the only thing that made me feel like myself. Patricia looked me up and down and said loudly, so everyone could hear, 'Navy is tricky. Dark colors can make a woman look so heavy, especially when she's carrying.' Then, with a smile, 'If your mother were here, she might have mentioned that. My mother passed away years ago.' Patricia liked to use that fact like a knife. Ryan muttered, 'Mom, come on,' but he didn't actually stop her. He never did. Later that night, Ryan's sister Diane pulled me aside and whispered, 'Meet me tomorrow, alone.' The next morning, Diane sat across from me in a coffee shop with shaking hands and guilt in her eyes. 'I work at First National,' she said. 'I handle account reviews.' Then she slid a paper across the table. $11,000 is missing from your joint savings." My stomach dropped. "That's impossible." Diane swallowed hard. "It wasn't Ryan. The transfer came through a linked access. Someone with secondary permission." I already knew the answer, but I asked anyway. "Who has that?" Diane's voice went quiet. "Ryan added Mom years ago. Before you were married." Patricia had taken $11,000 from our savings without telling either of us, and Diane had proof. I confronted Ryan. He checked the account, watched the balance, and his face changed like a light going out. He called his mother. When he hung up, he said, "She says she borrowed it for my birthday gift. She'd pay it back." Borrowed? Without asking. Without telling. Without shame. And then Ryan said the sentence that finally rewired something inside me. "Please don't bring it up at the baby shower. I don't want drama." I was 7 months pregnant, holding evidence of theft. And you wanted me to protect his mother's peace the day before the shower? Patricia called and ordered me to wear yellow because it photographed better. I told her I'd be wearing dusty rose. She paused too long, then said sweetly, "I have a surprise planned for you. Something personal. Everyone will love it." I felt it in my bones. She was going to humiliate me. The shower was a perfect yellow and cream explosion balloons, banner, catered food, champagne. Melissa stood by the gift table in a yellow dress, smiling like she already knew the punchline. At exactly 3 o'clock. Patricia clinked her glass and announced, "I have a special presentation for Ensley. Something I've worked on for months." Then she handed me the envelope and said, "Loud enough for everyone. 47 reasons my son should divorce you." The room went silent for one beat. Then Ryan laughed again. Like he was watching stand-up. "Open it," he said. "Come on." So I did. 4 pages. Typed. Numbered. At first, it was petty. I was too independent. I worked too much. I didn't cook properly. I didn't let her decorate the nursery. Then I reached reason #23. My heart stopped. Because it wasn't an insult. It was a confession. looked up at Patricia. Do you want me to read one out loud? Her smile widened. Yes, dear. Share it. So I did. Reason number 23. She doesn't even know. I accessed their joint bank account to withdraw money for Ryan's birthday gift. Proof she doesn't pay attention to their finances. The air disappeared. Patricia's face drained of color so fast it looked unreal. I pulled the bank statement from my purse and said, calmly, I did know. It was $11,000, and I have the documentation right here. That's when the laughter died. People started whispering. Diane stepped forward and confirmed she'd seen the transaction at the bank. Ryan stared at his mother like he was meeting her for the first time. Aunt Margaret, Patricia's sister-in-law, stood up and said, that's not borrowing. That's stealing. And then, like dominoes, the truth spread old lies, old damage. Years of Patricia controlling the family through fear and silence. Ryan's voice finally came out steady. Mom, he said, you need to leave. Patricia tried to grab him. You're choosing her over your mother? Ryan looked at me, looked at my belly, and said, I'm choosing my family. Patricia walked out through a room full of people who suddenly didn't find her funny anymore. That night, Ryan removed her access to everything. And by morning, every single member of his family had blocked her number, not because I yelled, not because I fought. Because Patricia handed me an envelope meant to destroy me and accidentally wrote down the one line that destroyed her.